We got to fetch paint out. Right, because obviously, yeah, you know, you got your person here. You got little arms. You got really long legs and a little arm, right? Okay, you got hardly anybody, okay? Because I don't know why. And you got your tail, okay? You got your toilet, right? You sit down like this, you know? And your tail's like gonna be like this, man. That's gonna be gonna be a problem. So if you flip it round and you sit this way, you know, you're good to go. You're good to go. Now, as well, with chairs, say you got a chair, right? You got a chair. Really, you'd need your chairs to kind of be like this, wouldn't you? Oh, that's a terrible chair. You need your chairs to kind of be like that, right? So like you sit down and you you slide your tail in. You know what I mean? So your tail just like sits out the back. Wrap around, or does that wrap around your body? But still, like, it's part of your spine, isn't it? You think about it, your tail's coming down like this, so you're going to be all like, oh my God, you're going to get major back pain from going to the toilet. We started something, so we're going to finish something, okay? We've watched the other videos from Terra Story, and these were the first actual lore videos that we watched in regards to Arknights, and I've very much enjoyed the first two specifically, were really good in regards to the nations and the races. That's the sort I would like to see more of that sort of lore content, faction specific, you know, that dabbles in story stuff, but it's more about the factions themselves, almost like cultural indexes. That'd be kind of cool to see. I don't know if there are creators doing that sort of stuff, but I'd like to see more of that, if I'm honest. That's my jam. But anyway, let's check this out then. Arknights, Year of Pythia? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm going to drop a preemptive like. This dude's only put out like 4 videos, but they're insanely well made. So if you haven't checked them out, go check them out, guys.
Welcome to Terrastorian, the channel where we explore Arknights lore. I am Akka, and in today's video, we will be celebrating the upcoming Chinese New Year, the Year of the Snake. By exploring the ancient race of Pythia or Fidia, we will examine both operators and NPCs of this serpentine race, and discover which real-world snake species inspired each character. Just a heads up,
this is cool.
Okay,
so again, I had no reference to what this video was specifically about. I asked for it, and I guess this is what I'm getting right. Let's go. Okay.
Fidia refer to the same race. The story initially uses the term Pythia, but this was later changed to Fidia in the lore book and the subsequent story updates.
Snake.
So for narrative consistency, we will try and stick with the original
slithery
term,
boys
Pythia,
and girls, yeah?
But occasionally you might hear me say Fidia. So without further ado, let's slither into the lore.
Ooh,
before diving into the details, let's refresh
Danger noodles, you know, I like that.
Fidia race in Arknights. Pythia are a humanoid-like race with distinct snake or serpent traits. Yeah. These include scaly patches, serpentine tails,
and they're cold-blooded.
Occasionally pointy ears similar to those of Sarkas and elves. They are typically slim and agile, with heightened senses such as sight, smell, and hearing that reflects their snake-like nature.
Don't snakes have bad eyesight? Thought snakes had kind of poor eyesight. I know they've got really good senses of smell, haven't they, snakes? Don't snakes smell with their tongue as well? I think they do, don't they? I don't know, I might be incorrect in that. I could have swore they had kind of poor eyesight, most snakes did.
Some may even exhibit abilities inspired by real-world snakes, such as infrared vision.
Depends on the shoelacing question, you know.
Despite their slender appearance, muscular Fidia, like Ace and Sharp, also exist. While Fidia aren't inherently venomous, many have the ability to produce toxins or venom through other means. Interestingly, some of the members of this race work in the fields like chemistry, which adds a touch of irony to their biology. This uncommon race is primarily found in Yan and Sargon, but faces a degree of discrimination and stereotyping. Why? Although their situation is not as severe as that of the Sarkas, they are often treated unfairly or with caution.
Why is that? Is it just because of like I guess the idea of like, you know, the terminology, that person's a snake, you know, is that why?
Example, the Yanni's free.
That's been brought over, I'm saying, like, you know what I mean, as a reference to build out that sort of lore. Obviously, it's not because they're literally like, yo, he's a snaky bastard. Might be, you know?
Sure, meaning scoundrel, and the Victorian term snake in the grass are both derogatory references to them. One of the most notable positive traits of the Pythia is their strong sense of dedication and focus. This characteristic reflects their patience and precision of real-world snakes when hunting. Now that we've covered the basics, let's dive into the operators and NPCs who belong
Typical
to this
Terra
fascinating
racism.
race. Eunectes. As her name suggests, Operator Eunectes is inspired by
Classifying snakes the right way equals Danger Noodle, Note Rob, and Angry Shoelace. Yeah, I like those. I'm going to steal that.
Anaconda Eunectes. Hailing from Sargon, she leads the tribe at
What's Sargon based on now?
She insisted on being called her real name, Sumama, when she first joined Rhodes Island.
My curiosity comes in here now. How is the skeletal situation working here? Because, like, obviously you've got a skull, a spine comes down to here, you got a rib cage, you got a pelvis here, and then does the spine just go whoop? You know what I mean? It's got to, right? It's got to.
However, during one of her mechanical projects with closure, she adopted the name Eunectes, which still many associate her with. Despite this,
Middle East and Africa,
most
you think?
people on Rhodes Island continue to call her
Middle East and
Sumama.
Amazon.
Eunectes' lifestyle reflects her tribal traditional ways.
Is that her tail wrapped around there?
However, her love for machinery often clashes with these traditions, propelling her forwards in innovative breakthroughs. She shares a unique bond with Lance too, which others find amusing. This bond has led her to call Closure her master, engaging in playful apprenticeship activities that Closure humorously dismisses. Zola is inspired by the spiny bush viper, a candle holder or a sui regulator. He is part of Yan's secret agency tasked with managing Fermat-related issues. On Rhodes Island, Zola is often seen monitoring the Sui siblings. He spends his time stalking Nian while losing to her in gambling, observing Chongye combat lessons, and dealing with Ling, Dusk, and Shu in their respective activities.
Where's this from? What's this from? Is it from a live stream or something? What's this from?
Eventually, Rhodes Island management encouraged him to relax. Zola's journey is one of self-discovery. As a young boy, he outperformed soldiers in human, driven by his interest in the military.
They're editing that together. That's cool. That's nice editing, that is. I was thinking, like, I thought that at first, but I was like, has this been edited out of a, you know, like a live stream or something? They've just put that together themselves. Okay. Got to take the chibi art.
Though he had the potential to become an official, a chance encounter with an old man in Beizhou inspired him to join the candle holders. He cherishes his time in Dawang, where he learned discipline
on the base
through farming.
Yeah.
He carries in his interactions on Rhodes Island, especially in logistics. Melanite is based on the cottonmouth snake. She was once a weapons tester for a black market Colombian company that put its employees through dangerous experiments. Although the pay was meager, Melanite joined due to her history. Her father was a former black steel
That looks like
employee.
A crunchy outfit.
He lost an arm.
Right? That looks like a crunchy outfit. You know? I feel like she'd be very, you know, when she sits down. You're like, take your jacket off, man. It's annoying.
But received substantial compensation. So he started a small store with his wife, a black steel employee. He lost an arm during an accident, but received substantial compensation. So he started a small store with his wife. Tragically, her parents were killed during a robbery, leaving Melanite unable to act out of fear. This event fueled her self-doubt and anxiety, preventing her from continuing her education. Her oropathy diagnosis terminated her job contract and brought her to Rhodes Island, where she now works as a field operator in exchange for treatment.
That's a big gun as well.
Initially cold and distant, Melanite struggled to adapt. After her first mission, she threatened Midnight with her railgun over an argument. but this incident eventually led to a mutual understanding. Charum is inspired by the Mexican black king snake, a reserved and enigmatic operator. He avoids close connections due to a haunting past.
Melanite is underrated. She
After
destroys the
losing
sunborn,
his family
seaborn, sorry.
and village in a flood, he was adopted by the prestigious troupe that promised a life of artistic grandeur. However, this life came at a cost, as children endured relentless training and psychological pressure to meet the troupe's high expectations. Charum excelled, mastering originium arts, but the trauma left deep scars. Many of his peers succumbed to the pressure, and the memories of those times still haunt him.
Ambro's dripped out
Charum
there.
struggles with his identity, torn between the persona
Hey, Kathy.
crafted by the troupe and his true self. Corroserum is inspired by the King Cobra. He serves as assistant director of experimental prototype engineering at Raytheon Industries and is currently stationed at Rhode Island as part of a collaborative agreement. His responsibilities include technological exchange and testing advanced products. Clinical reports confirm he is free of oropathy. Corroserum is known for his precise and efficient work ethic, often completing tasks with minimal excess effort. While this can make him seem detached, those who work closely with him...
What is that weapon, bro? Like, considering his name's Corroserum, is this like some sort of like corroded, you know, like acidic weapon or something? Am I just thinking too much into it?
Appreciate his reliability and technical expertise. Specializing in corrosive weaponry, he has developed innovative materials amplified by arts units that effectively disable enemy equipment.
Oh yeah, I just noticed as well, around his leg. You guys probably can't see it. Like little snake, I don't know. I don't think it's a tattoo, is he? I think it's like literally like wrapped around his leg, yeah. It goes down here, yeah, it's wrapped around his leg,
while minimizing harm. Rosalis is inspired by the European asp, a wandering herbal doctor from Iberia. She brings Rhode Island valuable intelligence and research support. Initially mired for her sweetness and willingness to help, her history of petty theft came to light when she attempted to steal a bracelet. Rhode Island caught her, and her punishment involved replicating the bracelet multiple times. This experience helped her to understand the importance of genuine interactions, prompting her to shed her overly sugary persona. Rosal's medical knowledge is rooted in observing wildlife and experimenting with herbal remedies. Her treatments, although unconventional, are often effective, sometimes comically so, like prescribing doses meant for large animals. She also carries incapacitating plants for
Speaking of that, this is dark. Sorry to segue. Did you guys hear about, I think she did adult content. She's only 26. I think she's been taking ketamine for like a year. You guys don't know. That's horse tranquilizer. That's why that came into my head then, because talking about treatments for animals. And like she had a cardiac arrest from like consuming this much ketamine over a year. And like it put her into a coma. And I think because of the oxygen starvation to her brain, she's like they're calling it like she's got like a form of locked in syndrome now, which like insane, man, insane. Like wild, like she's so petite as well, taking that much ketamine daily for a year. Crazy. Apologies for that. My brain works weird sometimes. It just reminded me of that. I saw it the other day, which is crazy.
Self-defense, a habit that raises eyebrows among some operators. Before joining Rhode Island, Rosalis lived a life of survival
Don't do drugs,
and
kids.
deception, mingling with both the elite and the underprivileged. She used her charm to barter or gather.
I forgot her name, like Emily. Is it Emily something or another? I don't really know her name. I saw it through YouTube on. I think KSI was reacting to it because I think she'd been in some Sidemen content at one point or something like that. Emily Willis, I think that's it, Madnish. Yeah, I think that's her name. Yeah, it's sad, man, sad, but you know, again, crazy amount of ketamine to be taken for such a long period of time. 26 as well, I think, and you know, probably they're saying a prognosis is poor as well. So it's like either that's, you know, what's going to be like for the rest of her life, or God forbid, hopefully you can only hope that she has some miraculous recovery, like, you know. That's what I say sometimes, like, even though, like, you know, we talk about YouTube drama and people get into it all the time. That's why I never let YouTube drama get to me, man, because real life, and real life can be crazy sometimes.
And
anyway, back to the
upbringing
anime girls.
in her etiquette and artistic knowledge. Verdant is inspired by either the large-eyed pit viper or the smooth green snake. Born in a Victorian farming town, Verdant's fascination with plants led him to excel in botany at university, where he gained a reputation as a brilliant student. His promising career was cut short when he contracted oropathy, forcing him to leave his studies and his nomadic city behind. Returning home, he faced discrimination as an infected, eventually becoming a plant hunter to support himself. Seeking treatment at Rhodes Island, he joined as a field
Rhodes
operator.
Island really is the place for all of the damned, really, isn't it? You know, the castaways, the cast-offs.
Now contributes to pharmaceutical research by blending botany, bioengineering, and pharmacology. Indigo is inspired by either the eastern indigo snake or
That's
the
a cool looking
white-lipped
snake as well.
island pit
Man, there's
viper.
some really cool looking
The
snakes, isn't
character
there?
is steeped in cultural heritage.
All the
and
downtrodden, right?
mystery,
What's that?
centered
What is that now? I
around
don't know, is it from like Christianity, the Bible, or something? You give us, what is it? Give us all you broken and downtrodden us, something like that.
her unique
I
staff.
forgot what the statement it's
This
saying is.
artifact, featuring an advanced arts unit at its head, serves both as a tool and a symbol. The staff produces a soothing light capable of powering
The only place that
large-scale
actually tries to treat oropathy and not
hinting
use it as an
at
excuse for
advanced technology
experimentation.
with potential A-gear origins. Moreover, Indigo's arts have a subtle
I like her
neural
design as well.
effects,
Yeah, that's
creating a
nice.
sense of warmth and comfort among those exposed
That
to
colour
them,
palette's a big
adding
plus for
to
me.
her enigmatic nature. Indigo's journey begins on Iberia's rocky coast, where she was raised under the guidance of her teacher.
After everything I've heard with like the Seaborn and Iberia now, if I was born in Iberia, I'd be like, right, it's time to leave Iberia. I don't know what's worse, living on the coast in Iberia or being infected.
Wise Libri, who maintained a lighthouse. Before urging Indigo to leave, her teacher entrusted her with a staff and a cryptic mission: uncover its secrets and restore the lighthouse's light. This decision was both an act of trust and response to an unstated urgency, propelling Indigo into
What's
a
worth is
journey.
being both. True.
Despite her initial doubts, Indigo's resolve grew stronger as she embarked on her mission. The task ahead is both technical and symbolic a journey to restore the lighthouse's light and, perhaps, rekindle the hope for Iberia. At Rhodes Island, Indigo finds support and resources.
I really like her
Also
design.
encounters new questions about her teacher's motives and the deeper meaning of her quest. Mantra is speculated to be inspired by the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. She is one of the last two remaining Pythia elite operators at
What's she
Rhodes
got round
Island,
the tail?
alongside Sharp. Mantra is enigmatic and taciturn, serving as the leader of Rhodes Island 3rd Operations Squad and as Operator Elysium's superior. Before joining Rhodes Island, she was a member of Babel, demonstrating her long-standing connection to the organization. Mantra's arts are particularly formidable, with the ability to target and disrupt people's minds. While she is fond of gossip, she prefers to let Elysium do most of the talking, keeping her presence understated yet impactful. Elysium in turn holds her in high regard,
Like how she looks
declining
sickly.
multiple promotions to remain under her command. Mantra made her first appearance during the final chapter of the reunion arc, leading a Rhodes Island squad deployed in the operation. However, she has only recently appeared more formally in the Arknights' main story, specifically in the Babel event. The exact species Sharp is
Specifically?
based on remains unknown. Sharp was born in Colombia to two mercenaries and received extensive combat training from them during his early years. Following his
Okay, it
family,
definitely looks like
he
a
emigrated to Sargon,
Colombia,
and eventually
you know,
became a
in terms of
seasoned
America
mercenary,
style character.
working under various padishahs. After a decade of service and over 100 battles, Sharp left Sargon and joined Rhode Island as one of its founding operators. Initially,
Well,
Sharp
that was a dude.
approached-
Hey, I forgot the character's name now. When we was in the base yesterday, I kept talking about the character, thinking it was a girl, and everyone was like, "She." Bro, that's a he. I was like, "Oh, okay." It's a good job I didn't say anything about the character.
to his missions with detachment, avoiding unnecessary
Would have been
actions and
exposed,
keeping
wouldn't we?
his distance from fellow operators. However, over time, he began to
We need
trust
Manchester to be
Rhode
played. Is she not
Island and
playable?
embrace
She's
its
kind of
ideals,
badass.
which rekindled a sense of purpose he had long buried. Since becoming an elite operator, Sharp
Seems
has
like there's a
shared
lot of cool
much
looking
of his
characters in this
reserved
game that are
nature.
not actually playable, which is kind of
He actively
insane.
engages with magics to expand his medical knowledge.
You're talking about
Sharing
Ansel. I
tirelessly
think it was,
with
yeah.
other operators like Stormeye, and even cracks jokes during missions. Sharp's combat reflects his training under the Sargonian court, showcasing efficiency, dedication, and precision. Ace's exact inspiration from the Snake World is unclear, but he remains as one of the most iconic.
It took me a while
elite
to see
operators
his tail. This is his tail, yeah. I thought this was another human at first. I did.
in Rhode Island's history. Present since the Babel days, Ace was not only a formidable fighter, but also a mentor to many new operators. Known for his camaraderie and unwavering loyalty, Ace frequently participated in the antics of his fellow elite operators, while always maintaining a reliability as a leader. A staunch believer in the Doctor, Ace played a critical role in the operation to rescue
Salute
the
for
Doctor
Ace.
from
Salute for
cryosis
Ace.
in Chernobog. During the mission, Ace and his squad faced overwhelming forces from Reunion. Despite being cornered, Ace held his ground to buy time for Doctor and Amia to escape. In a heroic final stand, Ace tanked attacks from Tallulah, Reunion's
Tallulah's a
leader.
cool looking
His
character. It's
sacrifice
just cool,
left
full
an
stop, actually.
indelible mark on Rhodes Island, solidifying his legacy as a symbol of courage, loyalty, and selflessness. Tulip is inspired by the blue-lipped sea crate. She descends from an Iberian pirate family, with her rebellious spirit fueled by the tales of her ancestors during Iberia's Golden Age, and her dissatisfaction with the Inquisition's rule. Tulip formed her own band of bandits, intending to challenge the Inquisition's authority. However, her rebellion was short-lived, as she and her followers were captured by the Inquisition.
And she's got some slim ass
During her
ears.
transfer to the Inquisition fortress for
I've been
judgment,
glued on her head.
her convoy was attacked by the Seaborn. In the ensuing chaos and a subsequent catastrophe, Tulip was left the sole survivor and became ostracized as an infected. Determined to aid her fellow infected in Iberia, she took up the name Tulip as a
Scene
code
of the
name.
Seaborn there. He's like
Townsend
something out of a
later
horror
invited
movie, man.
Tulip to join Rhodes Island, where she became the head of the Iberian branch. Her efforts
The version
focused
Tallulah
on
going to be
improving
playable,
the living
hopefully.
conditions
That would be
of
cool,
the
because she
infected
look. I
in
think she looks
Iberia,
really freaking
and
cool.
addressing the challenges posed by the Inquisition and the Sea Terrors. Faust, whose real name is Sasha, was a Pythian orphan and childhood friend of Eno, who we now know as Mephisto, one of the integral members of Reunion.
Oh
Despite
yeah,
their
we know
differing
him.
upbringings, the two formed a deep bond. When Eno became infected, Sasha refused to abandon him and vowed to share his fate. Together, they survived the wild, before joining the Reunion movement under Tallulah's leadership. Sasha, adopting the codename Faust, became the leader of the Phantom Crossmen, known for their ability to move unseen thanks to his arts. He played a key role during the Chernobog crisis, notably infiltrating Lungmen during the Reunion's assault. Faust's fate diverges depending on the medium.
Spoilers incoming though. Oh no, abort. What spoilers? Who should I... Is it somebody else should skip here? Who should have skipped? We got 9. Cash Che. Holy Yak. Skip Faust. Oh, skip Faust. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Skip all. Skip his part. Skip to Hulyak. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that then. Okay, I'm down. Especially with Faust, because like obviously we're like, you know, I'm assuming that's something that I'll remember and be like, oh damn, fuck, ruined. Okay.
Ho Hayak is not based
Ho ho
on
hayak. Ho ho. Okay.
a real-life snake, but instead she's inspired by Kukulkan, the winged
Kukulkan.
serpent deity of Mayan mythology. She is a descendant of the Elder Race and one.
Close the video.
Ho Hayak's unique physiology includes Libri-like feathers and a Pythian tail, but her true heritage grants her the arts that
I always think that as well, man. Hold up a sec. How do they really sit down comfortably? So I was thinking about this when I first saw Yvonne in Enfield. I was like, how do they go to the toilet? Do they have to like reverse cowgirl on the toilet, or did toilet specifically designed for these people? You know? Because like, that'd get a little bit like, you mean like, you know? I'm just thinking of the mechanics of it all, where like, if you sat down reverse, you're good. Do you know what I mean?
tail, but her true heritage grants her the arts that manipulate air and wind.
Anime girls don't
enhance
poop.
Physical
There you go.
abilities.
There you go.
And a mysterious connection to the stars. There may be potential.
It's like, well, even the chairs as well. Like, you need a chair that's like got like a slot for your tail to go in, like, so it slides in.
I hope
you know what I
enjoyed
mean?
it and found it informative. Whether you're an Arknights player or someone just curious about its rich lore. If you like the exploration of the Pythia, be sure to check
it's a
out
good video.
our other
I like
videos
this.
where
This is a
we
good
dive
video.
into
This
the
one. See,
races and nations of
this
the
is what I'd like to see more of, actually. A little bit more down into like a little bit more of a deep dive into specific factions, genealogies, whatever it might be. This is cool.
Arknights universe. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, like, well, hold up, guys. We got to do something here. We got to do something. We got to fetch paint out, right? Because obviously, yeah, you know, you got your person here. You got little arms. You got really long legs and a little arm, right? Okay, you got hardly anybody, okay? Because I don't know why. And you got your tail, okay? You got your toilet, right? You sit down like this, you know? And your tail's like gonna be like this, man. That's gonna be gonna be a problem. So if you flip it round and you sit this way, you know, you're good to go. You're good to go. Now, as well, with chairs, say you got a chair, right? You got a chair. Really, you'd need your chairs to kind of be like this, wouldn't you? Oh, that's a terrible chair. You need your chairs to kind of be like that, right? So, like, you sit down and you you slide your tail in. You know what I mean? So your tail just, like, sits out the back. Wrap around, or exactly wrap around your body. But still, like, it's part of your spine, isn't it? You think about it, your tail's coming down like this, so you're going to be all like, oh my God, you're going to get major back pain from going to the toilet. They just put the tail in their inventory. Just tuck it. They just tuck it. But then you're going to get into a mess, ain't you then? Because then you're going to poo on your own tail. So it is. The mechanics are confusing, chat. The mechanics are confusing. Maybe they have a squat toilet. Fair. That might work, right? Might work. That might work. I'm back, and what are you smoking? Toilet law. These are the real questions, man. These are the real questions. Do you know what I mean? How do you sit in a chair? How do you sit in a car? Motorbikes are good. How do you go to the toilet? You're always going to have to sleep on your stomach and your side. You're not going to be able to sleep on your back, are you? Well, I wouldn't think so anyway. Unless you have a special shaped bed. It's like shape for your legs, so the tail just drops down the middle. I don't know.